If you haven't heard already, my name is Gouty, and I had a liver transplant. I'm very excited to be here because I just love speaking to people. I love talking to people about their stories. Telling my story, it means a lot to me. For a lot of people who have loved ones that made the choice to donate, they don't ever get to see the other side of it. I've talked to multiple people. They never get to see what their gift of life can turn out to be. So, my story started out 17 years ago. I was 16 months old and normal, healthy baby, just fine, living with a great family. I'm the oldest of 3, and so this is how it started out. I went in for like a checkup one day, and normal, and I was fine, and I guess the next couple of days we got a call saying that there's something wrong. And tests were run and everything, and virus had attacked my liver and sent me to liver failure. Again, I was 16 months old, so I don't remember any of this, but we were sent by ambulance to the hospital at UAB Birmingham. No one that we knew had a transplant before. I mean, my parents were pretty young, and they just getting started out, raising their own family, and that thought would never even come up to most people. Like, you just don't think my son is going to need a liver transplant. I mean, it's really different kind of like world as soon as you get into it. Our doctor, Dr. Bynum, said that I would need a transplant, and while I was in the hospital getting tests done, all of a sudden I went into a coma. And I was on the transplant waiting list for 10 days, but it was almost too long. We started looking for living donors. Family from all around came in, started getting tested. My aunt, my uncles, grandparents, anybody that, I mean, I feel grateful because all they wanted to do was save my life. My mom was my blood match, but she was pregnant with my sister. But the story does have a really happy ending, obviously. On the day I was transplanted, they found the liver, and I think, if I remember, surgery was 13 to 16 hours. My parents waited frantically in the other room while I was being transplanted. I came out, I was fine. Dr. Bynum, he said that was the most puny looking, like, messed up liver he's ever seen, and that said a lot. So, he also said on the day I was transplanted, after being on the transplant waiting list for 10 days, that if I wasn't transplanted that day, that I'd only have about 24 more hours to live. He said, and then within 3 weeks, I was out of the ICU, and 2 weeks I was out of the hospital. My parents called me a miracle baby, and it's kind of weird to say that about myself, but I guess I'm grateful. So that was 17 years ago. And that whole incident has changed my family forever. Our lives changed. So, grew up, everything was great, haven't had a problem since. It's about 4th grade I started playing lacrosse. So for a liver transplant recipient, most people are just like, whoa, what's going on? But I mean, I'm a dude, it's just, I get physical, so you know what I'm saying? So I started playing lacrosse when I was in 4th grade, and varsity as a freshman, and I've been there ever since. At 10 years old, I started playing guitar, and I'm still going forward to becoming a professional musician, as you can tell. And so all that time ago, I started volunteering for Translife, and before that, when we lived in Savannah, Georgia, we started, as soon as I got out of the hospital, my mom started volunteering with these great people called Lifeline. And so we started volunteering there, and by the time I was, I think, 4 or 5, I just started, she brought me up on stage to come up with her and just say my little spiel of, "Hi, I'm Jacob, I'm 5 years old and I had a liver transplant." Cute southern accent, yeah, so, all throughout there, and then we moved to Florida and we met Translife, the most nicest, greatest people on the planet. And they welcomed us with open arms. They, I mean, all they wanted to do was get to know me and my family, and they brought us out to every event. And we really got into volunteering. We just started talking to everybody. That's all we wanted to do. So high school comes around. I became a freshman at Lyman High School, and they just started at college. They started this thing called Save It Designate, and they wanted to get the high schoolers into it too. So. But they can't really call it Save It Designate because some high schoolers, it's just like, yeah. So they started a new one at high school called Save It Educate. And at freshman year, I was the president of that club. And it was kind of, it was doing okay, but by sophomore year, my sister was a freshman in high school, and she came in and was like, "Well, you're going down to vice president." So she went, yeah, was like, "All right, I'm not gonna argue with that." So she became president, I became vice president, and once she got in there, I mean, it took off. All my friends started coming in, and we started doing a lot more events. Meetings started happening a lot more often than when I was there. It was just like, she's obviously the more organized person of the bunch. Yeah. So we started doing that, and it's grown exponentially ever since. All my friends, just as soon as they found out like we were actually doing it and we started going into it, they were on board. They said, "What can we do to help? What can we do to get this thing moving? We want everybody to know." So we started going out to events, we started telling our stories, we trained them to go talk to families, and it's become one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. So I'm definitely very proud of them, and they're here today in the back. So, love you guys. So, started Save It Educate, and we also started this thing with Translife Committee and my good friend Dr. Jeff Sadowski. We started this thing called Grit to Donate. And some of you guys might know what it is. It's a 5K, 8K walk run. It's put on at Lyman High School. And if you guys haven't been to that, you guys need to come out, because it's like by far the greatest thing you could do to support organ and tissue donation. It's, I mean, you don't even have to walk or run. You can just show up, volunteer. It's truly remarkable. And it's grown exponentially ever since we started it. I think last year we had around 500 runners, 600 runners. So, and all that money went to Donate Life and Translife. So, I wanted to come out today because I love telling my story. I love meeting families that lost loved ones, and I like to talk to them. I want to show them that what happens when you donate the gift, give the gift of life. It's, a lot of people don't see it, like I said earlier. And I mean, it's just, I'm kind of speechless. I mean, I come out to these things like all the time, and I just love seeing all of you here. It's truly remarkable. The reason why I tell people all about organ donation is because I have this quote, and I say this every single time I speak. If you can affect one, you can affect thousands. I take that to heart. Thank you very much.